Hello, this is Professor Muddlehead, and today I'm going to be going over some levels to the Aloft Fly percent speedrun. This will kind of serve as a guide for newer players getting into speedrunning so they can kind of see how it works, and it will also probably help some of the top runners, some people that are better at speedrunning or, are more passionate about getting good times to show them what I've been doing. Um, and how I've used strategies to get top times on the leaderboards. Okay, so you've spawned into your world. Now, on keyboard, you can move around with your W, A, S, and D keys like usual. That's the default binding. Controller, it will be the left joystick. To sprint when you're walking in the forwards direction specifically, so holding W, you can press shift, and pressing shift allows you to enter the sprint stage. You can tell I'm sprinting because my hands start showing up and I'm running everywhere. Then as soon as I stop moving, that goes away. So that's the first little bit. All of the stuff I'm about to show you can only be done while sprinting. And then while you're sprinting, if you press crouch, so when you're not sprinting and you press crouch, you crouch down like this, right? When you are sprinting, however, you slide. And the slide is probably one of the most useful things in speedrunning. This takes a lot to get the hang of, a lot of practice. So yeah, what I just do is quite often just run around and jump like this. But this is our main strategy, and this is what we'll be using throughout all of the speedruns, is this movement right here. Is used in all of the skips, or most of the skips. So that's basically movement for you. That's all you really need to know. Slide and super jump. If you can do those two things, you can do a speedrun. Okay, so we're going to look over my beginner speedrun that I did. I did this like recently, so it's probably not going to be amazing, but I do the same thing, creating my character, randomizing them, and then going into a world. Doesn't matter about the randomizing. That's just a thing that I like to do personally. Doesn't matter about the naming either. That's just a convention that I use. So we're going to load in here, and straight away going straight for this wood. And I gather quite a few trees here to make sure I've got enough, because this particular speedrun, you need more wood than usual, which does slow it down a bit. So I've got my usual route, grabbing wood, and I'm going over here to learn our knowledge stone. So we learn knowledge, collect some rocks. Again, we need quite a few, so I like to get spares. I don't think I do anything too crazy on movement. A couple super jumps just to get up that slope. But this is all pretty standard stuff. Sliding as well. Okay, here's where it gets a bit interesting. So I'm going to pause it here. So we've just slid all the way through to our where we need our pickaxe. And we're going to get our workbench out, craft our pickaxe. Fairly simple. Yeah, so we need... I fail at crafting the sharp stone somehow. You'll see I made 3, and the reason I made 3 is purely because I've crafted my ones for later as well. So later in the speedrun, I'm going to need an extra 2 to craft my sawmill. So I'm just planning ahead a little bit here. I learn my pickaxe, craft that, and I do my longleaf cloth as well. I need 2 for the glider, so I thought I might as well do it all now. Yeah, and then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to break the middle rock, and you see the little yellow bar, so I'm trying to click when the little slider is in the yellow bar, and that does more damage and charges your special. So we break through here, I can run through, basically just through this cave, get to slide a bit, but it's alright. We come out on this path, and from here we pretty much follow the path. We follow the path all the way. It's quite nice, quite easy when you're learning. And we get here. So now we're here. It looks a bit more complicated. It's not really. We've just got to do some parkour, jump on these islands here, we can get up and we can learn our knowledge. And I jump back on here, which isn't really necessary. You can build everything on that little platform, and I realize I don't have enough wood. So I clearly didn't grab enough wood. I need one more to make a plank. So I'm going to grab a branch off of the big tree, which gives me just enough wood to make my plank. We can go in here, learn our glider, craft our glider, equip our glider, and that's a speedrun. I'm going to put up on screen how much of each resource you need to complete the run, just so that you have a guide and you can see, okay, you haven't got enough wood, you might need to grab some off a tree or grab another bush on your way up. But yeah, that's the beginner speedrun. We'll jump straight into the advanced. Okay, so we're here starting off the advanced speedrun. I'm just going to start off pretty much the exact same way as we started off the first one here. Doing the exact same things, just waiting for our world to load in. I haven't got live split up on these runs. Leave a comment down below if you want me to go through live split and how to set that up for speedrunning Aloft. I'm more than happy to do so, but there's other people that have done the same thing. So we're going to go through here. We're going to fail at getting that tree. I know I don't have enough wood right now, so I think about getting some over there. Didn't see one branch to grab immediately, so I just leave it. We grab our stone, and I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, I still need wood. Luckily, I remember there's another tree that I can grab, at least one. So I'm kind of sliding, super jumping, and this is where it gets interesting. So I'm just going to wind it back a bit. We've come the same way as we did for the beginner run. We've come through here, and now instead of going over to the stone bit, kind of over here, we're instead going to where this little tree is here, and we're going to jump onto here. We're going to super jump up here and super jump up to the top. And this is the tree I was talking about, so we grab that, we super jump, and super jump again. That's just a matter of timing it quite nicely. And then we can cut through, follow the path, and we follow it all the way over to our sawmill. Same thing from here, it's pretty much sawmill. Forget you don't have sharp stones crafted. Craft myself sharp stones. Don't need a pickaxe. Craft a sawmill. Just enough wood, exactly enough. It's 11 for this speedrun. And yeah, craft our glider, fly. That's the run. And yeah, that's the advanced run. We'll put up on screen again how much of each resource you need to complete it. There's a guide again. And yeah, we can move on straight to the advanced speedrun. Okay, we are here doing the expert speedrun. So as I walk you through this expert speedrun, just remember this is a very difficult speedrun in the grand scheme of things. So don't be expecting to do this on your first try. You'll probably want to build up to it. But it starts off the same. My personal preference of routing I've done instead of going through the cave, which I will show once we load in here our options. So as we just load in here, you'll see we have a cave up here. So this is a cave that we can go through, which is quicker to get around. But yeah, there's no wood, so personally I prefer to go over here, grab some wood, grab those two. I see I've got 10. I know I need 11, so now I've got enough. So I don't need to worry about grabbing any more. The rest of the run is nice and simple. I can learn my stone, get the 4 stone I need. And it is 4, which you should have seen because it should be the same as the advanced speedrun. And here it's going to get a bit different. So we're going to do basically the exact same skip as the advanced speedrun, except it's in a slightly different place and it's a bit harder. So we're going to jump around this corner. We've landed on a similar ledge to the advanced run, and we're going to do our super jump. I mess it up a couple times. Ideally, you'd want to do it first try. And I'll just show this again. So we get our super jump up to here. And then what I'm doing is I'm sliding, I'm pressing shift to go into sprint mode, and that does work against a wall. And then I can crouch to slide. And because of the position of this ledge, you can't jump straight away because you're right in against a wall and you don't actually jump. So I have to do a little flick. You'll probably see it here. Yeah, that little flick there. That flick is me getting away from the wall and then jumping in the span of a couple frames or so that I haven't fallen off the ledge, because that happens a lot. And I'm not right in against the wall. So it's very hard to time that perfectly. I'm surprised I did it first try, to be honest. And we can use that skip to get up on here. And it's slightly different routing, but it does get us over here. And I'm going to do another skip. I'm going to use a super jump to get to the sawmill just a bit faster. That is a really risky skip. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you're really confident with your super jump timing, because it kills runs. It's a run killer. If you mess it up, your run is dead. You've fallen all the way down there and there's nothing you can do. So personally, I just jump. It's a couple seconds longer, but it's not too much longer. That's the run. Yeah, I'll put up on screen once again how many resources you need. Should be the same for the advanced speedrun. But yeah, so now I'm going to go over some times. I'm going to get some speedruns up from the leaderboards that use these different routes. And we're going to have a look at their times and see how they compare. Okay, so I have here, let me just pull them up, the times. So I've had a look at some of the runs. And I found a run that uses each different style. So we've got a run that uses the beginner style I showed, the advanced style, and then the expert style. So starting off with the beginner style, it was run by Stone H. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that was the first fly percent world record on the leaderboards. So, you know, obviously it wasn't going to be an insane time, but it's a good run because it shows the basics and how people would start getting into speedrunning. And so I've gathered it into 3 checkpoints. So checkpoint 1 is when you learn the workbench, like I've just done here in this run, and they did that in 17.2 seconds, or 19, which that's good. You know, bench is obviously a fairly easy one to get, considering, you know, it's only like 20 seconds max you're getting it in, so 17 seconds is fine. Sawmill, however, it took them a bit longer. It took them 1 minute 20.95. The main reason for that, it's because of the route they took. So obviously the route they took being a lot longer, having to craft a pickaxe and mine through that area, meant that the time got increased by a massive amount. And then their fly is the last checkpoint, so when they actually flew, and they did that at 149.9. Okay, now we're going to talk about the advanced scores. So the advanced scores was a run by Orkity Fan, and he had the world record up till about 30 minutes ago, as of recording, in which I took it, and the world record was, I believe, a 115.7. So let's have a look here and see what we've got. So he did bench in 15.06 seconds, so quicker than Stone H's time. Naturally, he's using the advanced route in this case, The advanced route is his route. I basically just copied it. He did Sawmill in 50.96 seconds, which is pretty much exactly 30 seconds quicker than Stone Age's original time, which is a massive, massive increase in time. And then you can guess it only got faster from there. He managed to do Fly in 1:15.31, which is crazy fast. 1:15.31, that is very, very impressive. And then today I did a run, and I hopped on and I did a run. I used my route, the expert route that I kind of invented, the one you've been watching while I've been reading out these times. That is the run. And I got bench in 15.69 seconds, so I was actually slower by about half a second. I made up for it though, because my time to Sawmill was a 47.6. 47.6, that is the first, to my knowledge, sub 50-second Sawmill time. And then my final time was a 1:13.23.